So we've got the eccentric pistol squat, where we're just focusing on the lowering phase, keeping one leg in the air, going as smoothly as we can on the way down, really trying to control the bottom position as much as possible. The idea behind this is that it will help us build up to the strength and balance needed for the full pistol squat. For your internal-external rotation, we've got a line, an imaginary line between your free hand, that's the hand that's either on the bench or the floor, your shoulders, and the knee that you're using to prop up the arm holding the weight. This is just one angle you could work. Then the tempo, we're thinking maybe 3 or 4 seconds on the way down and smoothly up. You may feel it on the inside of the kind of shoulder and pec on the way down, and on the outside of the shoulder or around your shoulder blades on the way up. So we're working this internal and external rotation. So the split squat, we're working on this knees over toes style, as it's become popularly known, with feet roughly hip width, maybe a little wider sometimes. I'm allowing the front foot to elevate, the heel elevation to elevate a little bit if it needs to, so we get as much hamstring and calf coverage as feels comfortable. Ideally staying tall with your back leg glute engaged, jaw relaxed, shoulders relaxed, trying to straighten out the back leg as much as is comfortably possible. So we've got this dual stretch of the front ankle and the back leg. By tensing the back leg glute, we should level up the hips. Simon's a little bit elevated today just because that helps with range of motion, getting a bit more hamstring calf coverage on the front leg. So this is the straight leg deadlift. Ideally, keep your feet facing forward for this variation. It's a nice way to activate the hamstring in this plane. Doesn't matter how far you go, what does matter is hamstring activation. Are you feeling it in the back of your upper leg? Are you getting a deep stretch there? If that is the case, then you're doing your job. It doesn't matter how far you move. Activation is the important thing here. You can also use your lats, the side of your sort of upper back, to keep the weight back against your legs. You've got two different styles you're seeing here. You've got one where the head's a little lifted and one with neck in line with spine. It's up to you really with whatever's comfortable for your spine and what helps you move in an effective manner. So now we've got the Patrick step up. 2-second hold when your heel touches down. Imagine that your heel is touching down on bath water. You don't know the temperature, so you're going to put it into the bath very smoothly and slowly. It doesn't matter how far you reach, and it doesn't matter what weight you use at the moment. It's the most important thing is pain-free range of motion. This one's really good for just protecting your knee. It works this muscle down by the knee called your VMO, and it's good for also the ankle because you're balancing and challenging the range of motion a little bit as you step forwards. Advanced squat. Carefully walk your feet out so that you're in this wide position. It doesn't matter how far, but you should know how many steps you've taken. Hands need to be above the height of your thighs so that you don't use them to rest on your leg. I want you to focus on anterior pelvic tilt. Hold on, Simon. That's the opposite to what you just did. There, that's the one. The posture will be dictated largely by what's comfortable for your hips. You can play around with it, and it will also change the depth you can get to. If you lean forward, we tend to be able to go a little deeper. If you're a bit more upright, we tend to block the range a little bit more for a lot of people's hips. You can play around with feet turned out, feet forward. Just be clear on which variation you're going to use. Ideally, you want to hold the bottom position for 3 seconds, because that's going to allow you to sink or condition yourself in this lowest position.